Hello, folks.
Hello.
So glad to see a few of you checking in. It's hot in Poland. It is not hot here in Boston today. It's beautiful.
Yeah, it's very spring-like.
Yes, warm
Wait,
with a
click over on the other thing there,
breeze.
honey.
It's really wonderful.
Yeah.
All right.
So,
Does it matter?
for you it does.
Oh, okay. So, folks, we're going to just launch right into it. We're going to warm up with a jig called Paidin O'Rafferty, which is in G major. It's a beautiful tune. And, somebody had asked, I think maybe Alex had asked, what's the purpose of a warm-up jig? What does this mean? And I kind of see just one tune, just to kind of warm up our fingers, warm up our ears, and settle us down.
It's the meditation.
Yeah, it's the meditation for all of us. So if you don't know the tune already, it's very simple. It just starts B, D, D, E, D, B. You could just do that part like this. Yeah. Are we in tune?
We were.
Okay, so that's how it starts. And if that's all you know to play, play just that. So here we go. A couple times around, aiming for a nice slow tempo of, let's say, 80. Like this. 1, 2, 1, 2, dum dee 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 da. 1, 2, here we go. It is.
Yeah.
It is the wrong tune.
Yeah.
It's the wrong tune. It's the wrong tune this
It's
whole
a different
time.
tune.
And then I even taught them the wrong tune.
A little.
But you didn't call me on it.
I was just confused and I thought I was wrong.
So, take 2. Here's how the tune actually goes. Better. Okay, so if you don't know the tune already, here's the beginning. Such a pretty tune.
Much better than the other one.
Right. So we've had 3 now today. 3 silly moves, and we'll tell you about the other 2 after this warm-up jig. 1, 2, Paidin O'Rafferty's. So like I said, a warm-up jig is a chance to just settle down and focus on what you're doing. Yeah. So the reason that I chose this jig is because our friend Ellery Klein, who started this guided session in person with me a few years ago, put up a really nice video, very slow playing of this tune, very nice, soulful playing of this tune. And you can find the link to that and to many of these tunes that we play. You know what, the best place to go is shannonheatonmusic.com, my website, /instruction. So I have all the resources compiled there, but also in the show notes, there's a link to the guided session playlist. On that note, What tunes do we play here? Well, it's been fast and loose, and I have been trying to accommodate requests, and that's been really fun, and I will continue to do so. And I've also tried to kind of keep the normal guided session tunes in rotation. So I'm going to be a little bit more strategic about that moving forward, so everybody has a chance to kind of catch up and play along. So my deep, deep thanks to Lori and to Evelyn for helping me consolidate all of these lists, and what a resource you've compiled for everybody. So you can check all of that out in the show notes, or you can just go to my website to the instruction page. So we're going to carry on with some polkas. First, I just, boy, it's hard to keep up here, especially because the type is so far away. But I'm so happy to have you tuning in from Argentina and from Holland and from Poland and from Germany and Colorado Springs. Yeah, you made it, David. That's great. And Diana in Mayo, it's really good to see you. Hope you and your dad are doing very well. And to have my friends here in Boston joining us as well. And Anton, nice to see you from Russia, I think. And Therese, good to see you over in the West Coast and Pennsylvania. Oh, it's just so wonderful to have you all here. Hi, Mara in Italy. Ciao, ciao. And yes, so I will do my best. Jaden, it's really great to have you here. And Jaylin, also really wonderful to have you here from Limerick. So I want to shout out to everybody, but we're going to carry on and play some polkas. We're going to play Salmon Tales Up the River and The Weaver's Delight. So I'll write those in so everybody can play along.
The aforementioned earlier foible was one of my own. This morning, me and Nigel, our son, went for a bike ride, and we drove to, we've been driving to this nice bike path to ride, and I locked my keys in the car. So that was cool. Yeah,
I was going to get a lot of work done, and instead I had a beautiful drive to see my boys, and that was good too. So here we go. Yes. Da dee do da da. So the two tunes are is how the first one starts, and yep. Okay, so here we go. 1, 2, ready. And Salmon Tales is a request for Mary. So this goes out to you, Mary. 1, 2. Plus, you asked, what is the intro tune in my Tune of the Month series, that underscore under my intro? And I think it's Red Molly, I'm pretty sure. So we'll do that for you a little later on once we get going. Good. I'm glad you brought that one up. That is also on the guided session playlist. So there we go. 2 birds with one stone. Yeah. And speaking of Tune of the Month, this month, I will be joined by meaning on Monday, that's when the next Tune of the Month publishes, I will be joined by my friend Blaine Chastain, who is a beautiful flute player, and he also runs the Irish Flute Store. And so we did a remote collaboration. He's in Colorado, and we played Devanney's Goat together. So that's what we're going to play for you now. And then if you don't already know it, you can tune in on Monday and learn it from Shannon and Blaine. And I'm also going to have Blaine talk about what are good entry-level flutes to buy and what are good upgrade flutes to buy, because he runs the Irish Flute Store and he can speak about that much better than I, because I only have one flute and I love it, so I don't really care what else is out there. Only for you, though. And I thought that Blaine could speak so eloquently and knowledgeably about that. And also, he has flutes that he can sell you, so exciting. So we'll do Devanney's Goat, and then we'll do the Copperplates, both of them. Yeah. The old and the new. And I forget which is which. Which one's the G one? I think the G. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, there's the old Copperplate and the new Copperplate, and one's in G and one's in E minor, and so yeah, you can pick. I'm gonna call it Copperplate. And Copperplate. Oh, nice. And so after this show is published, I tried to post a playlist, and then from there we are keeping one great central document of all of the tunes that we've played. So there I'll kind of catch any discrepancies. One database to rule them all. Okay, so here we go. Devanney's Goat. We're going to aim for 63 on the metronome here. On my metronome, this is my metronome. Go metronome. There's my metronome. Yeah. 63, D, G, and A. So the first tune is, and the second tune is, and then the third tune is, okay. 1, 2, here we go. So we're going to try some hornpipes next. And before I do that, I'll ask if anybody has any jig requests for today. Trying very hard to incorporate tunes from the guided session playlist, and you can find the most updated, most splendid guided session playlists in the show notes here, or just on my website, shannonheatonmusic.com, on my instruction page. But also still having a little bit of spontaneity and fun, to
Are they not fun if they're from the list?
Well, they're fun. They're fun.
Yeah, okay.
They're fun.
They're
All right. But, this is the cool thing, is the list. There's no such thing as one, tune list, of course. And every session, ideally, is going to evolve. And some tunes will be added and some will kind of fade away. One thing that we did is, instead of having them listed in sets, because we never really played them in sets, they're all listed separately. I think is easier. Yep. Okay, I see Anthony Frawley. That's the first one I see, so we'll do that. Good, Slip Jigs, we'll do that. Jennifer later on. Somebody had asked about Red Molly. Gallagher's Frolics. Oh, that's a nice tune. Let me think how that starts. Is it... If that's it, somebody tell me. Good. But the really cool thing about having everybody tuning in now from so many different parts of the earth is that we have a growing list that is not tunes that I would normally think of. So that is super exciting. And speaking of that, after we play this hornpipe and before we play the wonderful jigs, so I have time to parse, we're going to play for you a video, which is a minute and a half long, which is a preview of the Irish Music Stories podcast that I put together, which features some people who are tuned in right now. Okay, so here we go. Great.
So
okay.
You didn't tell them what hornpipes we're playing.
Right. The hornpipes are going to be Paul Halfpenny. And for Donica, we're going to play the Home Ruler. Great. Okay.
And my greatest memory of this first tune was playing it we played in a bar in New Hampshire in a blizzard, which was really kind of ill-advised on all counts, because we shouldn't have been driving up there and we shouldn't have bothered, but it was back when we didn't cancel things, and it turned out to be a really, really fun night. Not entirely sober the whole time, but fun.
Full of joy.
Full of joy.
Okay.
And this tune for a long time.
1, 2. Oh, wait. I'm aiming for
heavens.
69.
Oh.
69. Trying to be a good pedagogue here.
Don't want to go to number 5.
Oh, I was close. So that's the first tune, and then those are the two tunes. 1, 2. lovely tune.
It is a lovely tune.
Okay, so as promised, this is what I was busy doing last week, putting this lovely podcast together about people who play, come on, mouse, my computer mouse, about people who play Irish music all around the world. I'm Shannon Heaton, and this is Irish Music Stories.
Hier sind die irische Musikgeschichten.
Esto es Historias de Música Irlandesa.
这里是爱尔兰音乐故事。
This is the show about traditional music and the bigger stories behind it. Like the vast reach of Irish music and how it's inspired people all around the world.
To me, Irish traditional music is more than just a beautiful style of music. It also means social connection to many different kinds of people. The music is crossing so many borders, be it international borders, social classes, or be it the border of age.
That's Gregor Brinkschulte in the west of Germany. And this tune is from Japanese-Irish band Tricolor. In this episode, I'll talk to people who play Irish music in Europe, the Far East, Australasia, and South America. I'll try to learn about their local Irish music scenes and about the perspective and dimension that they get from playing jigs and reels. Because while persistent infections, like COVID-19 and racism, loom large, these little tunes can form big bridges. Learn a tune and share it with a stranger, and you could create more light in the world. Or maybe you'll form a lifelong friendship. Oh, Jaylin, that is so great that you know Hatau and Andy Zhuhang. What a wonderful bunch of people in this episode. I mean, in every Irish Music Stories episode. It's really beautiful to compile these stories, you know, about the bigger story behind this music and why we play it. It's really lovely. So we're going to carry on with jigs. So I can't accommodate everybody, but we'll do Anthony Frawley, we'll do Gallagher's Frolics, and we'll do the Kesh jig this time around. So there we go.
Frawley and Frolics.
Yes.
Nice. Also, by the way, so the running theme of today seems to be the my absent-minded behavior. And Shannon,
mine too. Remember how we started this episode?
Well,
I mean,
yeah, okay.
Stream.
So we had two weird tune things. We had my key thing, and you keep referring to a fourth, and I can't even think of what that would be.
Yeah, I can't remember what the third was or the second.
Yeah,
I mean, I guess it doesn't matter.
That just goes to show. Huh?
Yeah.
Oh.
All right. So jigs, not too fast. Here we go. Okay, so we've got G major, E minor, and G major. So is that Anthony Frolics? Anthony
no
Frawley's?
I don't know that.
Yeah, it is. And then yeah. So I had to write the first few notes of each tune so that I would remember how they went. Okay. So 1, 2, right. All right. What's next? We have reels. Any reels you want to hear today? Let me know. Let's do the Crickets March over the Saltbox. We had a request for that last time, so we will just get right into that. It's in the key of D. Crickets March. Yeah?
Did somebody write that one?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. Feels.
Yeah, I should do my homework on that one.
Somebody knows. Somebody will tell us.
Okay, I see the Otter's Holt and the Traveler. The Traveler is the first reel I ever learned. We'll do one of those for sure. Okay, here we go. Do one.
For anyone who cares about such things, I have snuck down to drop D tuning now, so I'm not in standard anymore.
How does Farrell Garas go? Can anybody remind me of the first notes? I don't have a device near me to look it up. Okay, if I can't think of how Farrell Gara starts this week, I'll definitely do it next week. Paul, you said please, and you have a smiley face.
Do you want me to go get a phone?
Well, it's like on the tip of my brain. Okay, sorry. So instead, what do I see up here? I see Cooley's Mountain Road. I should probably take the first ones, huh? Mountain Road. Okay. I'm stacking them up. Okay.
We'll shortly be knocking them down.
That's right.
That is right.
Okay, so we're going to play Mayor Harrison's Fedora for Robert from last week. We're going to play... Boy, Paul, that does not help me. Okay, whatever. We're going to do it next week. We're going to let it go. Yeah. Mayor Harrison's Fedora for Robert. In E minor, we're going to do the Traveler in G, and we're going to do the Mountain Road in D.
Fantastic.
Oh, wait. There we go.
Or are we?
No, I'm going to do that next week. I'm so sorry. I just got to think about how to present it for flute players because it goes down low.
Just move on with the ones we got.
You're
totally
though.
Getting caught up.
I know, it's because there's like a 30-second delay, too. This is so pathetic. People are going to write out the whole tune for me by the time we actually start.
See?
But anyway, I'm going to write it down. Mayor Harrison's
Fedora. And I decided, in the meantime, after all that was going on, I went back to standard tuning. So my little foray into drop D has ended this afternoon.
Okay. Zappy doo 1, 2, ready. right, we made it.
We made it. Yeah, so,
okay.
So and Mayor Harrison was the mayor of Chicago back around the time O'Neill was chief of police. So it was almost turned into a whole Chicago set there, I guess.
Cool.
For
Speaking of, for Kevin Henry, that's right. Kevin Henry, who just passed away, a big flute influence of mine, a real colorful flute player and character. So glad that I got to hear him play, and so glad that he graced the world with so much musical personality and great tunes. So we're going to, speaking of 2 meters apart, we're going to play something for you, our offertory for you this session. As always, during our in-person sessions of this guided session, we would play something and pass a tip jar around. So if you are still working and you can chip in a little bit, we greatly appreciate it. And if not, it's okay. So we're going to play a tune that I wrote right after everything was canceled, right? We have now had November festivals and concerts canceled.
I think we pretty much took care of the rest of the year there.
Yeah, so we had a lot of tours and a lot of festivals and a lot of teaching weeks and a lot of fun things planned. And just like overnight, it was kind of up in smoke. So I wrote this tune called Up in Smoke. And of course, from the ashes are coming some wonderful events. Mad Week, we would have been there in Baltimore, but we're going virtual. Yeah. And that will be really wonderful. So you can find out about that. Go to Mad Week's site, or you can find out about all this stuff on my Shannon Heaton Music page on the instruction page, my Shannon Heaton Music site. You can go to the instruction page. So we're going to play this offertory for you. And then, speaking of 10 meters apart, I'm going to demo Lisa's flute mask and John's end cap solution.
Okay.
Okay, so here we go.
But first.
1, 2, 3. Oh, I'll write it in. So this is Up in Smoke. Waltz in D. 1, 2, 3. So I've got that, and I've got the owl pellet polka up on my site, which you can grab for free. Learn it, play it, please. And there we go. So, as promised, Lisa Danforth is a great Irish flute player and also an engineer. John Kerr is a lovely flute player in D.C., so Lisa's in Colorado, John's in D.C. Lisa has designed this mask, which I'm going to put on for you, which allows you to play the flute.
Yeah, the challenge here, you put it together, I'll talk.
Okay.
So the challenge, of course, with a wind instrument, we all know that, it's the breath and the droplets and everything that we really have to be careful about, and that's why we're wearing masks, which, a piece of cake to wear a mask while you're playing the guitar or the fiddle or something like that, but the flute is kind of all about projecting breath. So
right. And now if you've tuned in even once, you know that I'm a big proponent of being overly cautious, and I'm not going to be meeting up with other people anytime soon. But eventually, we all must meet up, and it may be a very, very long time before this virus is sorted out. This bastard is going to be with us for a long time. And so, if you're going to meet up anyway, these things might help. Look at this elegant solution. Now, John put a big, ugly paper towel with a rubber band on the end of his flute. I have chosen the end of a black sock with a hair tie, and I've pulled it off of the flute just a little bit. There we go. Nice, elegant way to catch anything, to not catch anything, to grab any condensation that might be coming off the end of the flute. And then the air doesn't really kind of go that way. It really goes this way. So that's where the mask comes in handy.
So
this is a pristine filter that I could insert into the mask. I'm saving the filter for when I'm actually, going to be using this. And then here is the flute mask, which I'm going to put on. And I'm going to position over my nose, clamp it hard, and then position this. There's a pipe cleaner here, so I'm going to position that out. Now, additionally, when I resume social activity, I will also have a mic stand with a plexiglass shield, which I'll use for performing, but also maybe for sessioning. And let's see how it sounds. We're going to try Red Molly Slip Jig for you in G, and Hardiman the Fiddler, sort of in D. Okay.
Sort of in D, my favorite key. Also, we might, for those of us who have sat on the business end of a flute in a session and gotten dripped on, we might all wonder why they didn't invent the end cap years and years ago.
Right? I think it's great. So let's see if it really affects the sound of the flute. No, it's good. Yeah, it's good. I'm just not used to it.
Yeah, right. Okay,
here we go. 1, 2, 3, G, then D. No, I have to adjust.
We're adjusting.
Because really, it sounds good. It sounds good.
Yep.
Can you hear a difference?
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay. Here we go. Okay, 1, 2. Okay, Lisa, let me see this. Tuck the sides that are over my cheekbones in more if I need more eye room. Okay, that's kind of cool. Yeah, right? That makes sense. That makes sense. Everybody's face, everybody's head is different.
Yep.
Okay, so we are, again, this with the filter, the end cap, at least 8 feet of distance, and, maybe some kind of plexiglass shield between us. I mean, that seems very cautious. I am not endorsing anybody to go out and play, but that's because I live in Boston, and the risks are much higher in my locality. And I know that they are much less in other places, including in New Zealand, where there were some of the guests on that last podcast were featured, and they're meeting up, but they're way ahead of us. And boy, their prime minister just has done amazing things to lock that stuff down, and they are on an island. Yes. Yeah. So pretty cool, pretty interesting. If you have thoughts, post them in the comments, of course. But if you have additional thoughts and you'd like to, contact me or get in touch with Lisa through me with your thoughts, I mean, it's going to take a whole community to kind of dream up the best solutions. Yeah, that's right. Okay, well, I think we have time for a set of tunes and then a waltz to finish. So we're going to play Charlie Harris's Reel. And we're going to play those two tunes.
What's the second one called?
Far From Home.
Far From Home. Nice. Well, gang, speaking of far from home, many of you are far from our home, and it is really, really nice to get to see everybody on a weekly basis.
I wrote Farm From Home.
That's probably a tune, too.
It's
Farming
time.
From Home. It's time to farm
Whatever.
From home. Yeah.
I'm just going to let it be. Okay. All right. So 63. Aiming for 63 here. Not too fast. 1, 2, here we go, D and G. conversation about the flute mask. This is just great. I love it when people try things and put them out there. That's how things get done. So awesome. Wow, and tuning in from Hungary, that is, I think that's what I think.
Yeah, it says Hungary.
How do you say thank you in Hungary? In Hungarian.
We don't know.
Let me know. So it is our turn to... Oh, honey. Okay. It is our turn to kick the video camera and to thank you all so much for joining us and for helping our weekend be more sweet. And thank you for connecting with us through the week. Thank you for playing tunes in your own locality and being safe, and also, guarding your spirit. Playing these tunes is a big way that I'm getting through this. So we're really honored to have you join us. So anyway, merci beaucoup. We had somebody tune in from Korea. Kamsahamnida. Still no one, I don't think, from Thailand, but just in case. So merci beaucoup. Trugares, arigato gozaimasu, tusen tak, dziękuję, vielen Dank, mille grazie, gromagach, muchas gracias, evharisto, danku, sheshe, chwala wam, shukran, eskerikasko, ta palat, spasiba, ahehe, salamat bo, terima kasih, diolch, toda, and thank you. And if I missed your language, just let me know. I really want to recognize each and every one of you who's tuning in. So we're going to finish.
May I, real quick?
Yes.
So we will, same time next week. That we're just going to keep doing this every week at this time. So please join in. You can always watch the old ones as they, we're not taking any of them down. So if you want to practice a tune, you can find it again.
And there's a comprehensive list.
Yep.
Go ahead.
Yeah, and new this week, a very comprehensive list of everything which has been played, which you can find at the best places, shannonheatonmusic.com/instruction, and that has all the links to things.
All right. So. Well, thanks again, folks. And if you check in a few hours after this has published, then the chat gets archived, but it takes a little while for it to show up. So we're going to play She Begs She More for Randy. Thanks for requesting it. And thanks again, everybody, for joining us. 1, 2, 3. Thanks again, everyone.
Thank you. Thank you for tuning in.
Stay so well. Be good to yourselves. And I think I've posted this on my instruction page, how to make
your own. If you're
and
crafty.
if I haven't, I will do so in the next 20 minutes. So again, thanks everyone, and be so well, and we'll see you here next week.